I'm such a big fan of your work. I love your work so much. And I particularly loved you in this. You were slaying all day long.
No way. Thank you so much.
Girl, I was obsessed. I
Oh my
After
God.
watching you in this, I was obsessed, which brings me to this. Do you think there is a fine line between obsession and stalking? And why do you think Beckey consistently feels compelled to cross that line?
I think that, yeah, of course, like I think it's constantly like battling between, yeah, obsession and maybe like behaving in certain ways that you may regret later. But I think that's what's so intriguing about Beckey and this show. Um, yeah, I think why Beckey behaves that way, you learn as the episodes go along. And I think that's what I was most excited about portraying. I think it's very easy to go, oh, Becky's just a creep, but actually you start to learn that she's actually in a really difficult situation that she's just desperate to get out of. And I think desperation can force anyone to behave anyway, and especially the specific set of circumstances that she's battling with her mum and having to be a carer at such a young age, and just I suppose dealing with early onset, like anyone is really phenomenal for having to go through that, I think. And of course it forces Beckey to want to avoid that and just live a day as someone else. Like, I completely understand that. And I think this show's so good at going, yes, these behaviors and these choices she makes are morally questionable, but when you look at why she's making them, surely you can understand or relate in some way.
There is one person that she lets in. She lets
Yeah.
Josh in. He's the
Yeah.
only person that she consistently lets her hair down with, lets her guard down with, but she ends up not, she doesn't want to fall. You get the feeling that she doesn't want to fall in love with him. Why do you
Yeah.
think that is?
I think, like most people, she's terrified of what that could mean. I think there's a sense of vulnerability that she's not ready to feel, and I think there's enough fear in her life to do with becoming a carer and the inevitability of not having any connection once her mum doesn't remember her anymore. Like, that's enough for Beckey. And so the idea of being that vulnerable with someone and allowing someone in and allowing someone to potentially hurt you even more is
Mhm.
just a no-go area for Beckey, and that's why she completely taps out. And it's so heartbreaking to see her go along that journey with Josh and get one step closer every time they meet to potentially having this relationship. But again, I think Alice is so good at just highlighting that that is a human thing that we all face. Like, it takes a lot of bravery to let someone in, and Beckey just wasn't ready yet.
I was rooting for her and Josh. I was, because his little puppy dog face, I couldn't take it.
I know.
Do
I
you
know. I
think,
want them to.
I know I want them to too. Do you think that every lie is getting closer to the truth or just the opposite?
I think the first one, like, I think you see Beckey go on a huge journey of self-discovery throughout the show, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it has anything to do with Chloe. I think Chloe is just the manifestation of actually Beckey understanding why she is running away from herself, essentially. And every lie that she's telling gets her towards the truth of knowing who she really is and being at peace with that and offering herself less judgment. I don't think she completely accomplishes self-love, but I think she's much further along the way at the end of the story than she is at the start.
Well, listen, I'm obsessed and I'm telling everybody because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with you and I'm obsessed with the show in a good way, not in a stalky kind of way.
No, that's cool. Thank you.
That's my time. Thank you so much, Erin. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye bye.